What's up, y'all? We are back with another episode of Thompson and Stuff. Again, I'm your host, Amanda, the one always in hiding, the one you rarely hear from, the one cousin that doesn't come around but you hear about, but thankfully is not in jail. So, yes, I have missed y'all. Yep, I've disappeared again. But you know what makes me really mad about this podcasting situation is that when I'm gone for a long time, a lot of things happen. And it's like I try to keep up and write down all of my topics I want to talk about. And then something else happens. And then something else happens. And then something else happens. With my scheduling nowadays, with work and stuff, a lot of things just accumulate. But also that's a good thing because I guess a lot of things, can be talked about or expressed on this podcast here. And let me check my list. A lot of things have been happening. We'll start with last week. I actually did an adult thing. I went to the DMV. And nobody likes going to the DMV. It's a sucky experience because you got to stand in the long lines and you got to deal with people with attitudes and, just people you don't want to deal with. Well, my experience was just a little bit different. It was a mixture of okay and all right. So as everyone knows, we are in a pandemic. We're in a pandemic. Everything is weird. You can't go to the grocery store without looking down at the ground, and you see like little arrows and stuff telling you what aisle to go in, where to go. You can't go this way. You got to go this way. Well, the DMV is like that, but kind of worse. So as everyone knows, the pandemic kind of changed everything. And I went to my local DMV I've been going to since I was 18 years old. And when I was 18, obviously there wasn't no pandemic. When I was 21, obviously there wasn't no pandemic. But now I turned 26 about a couple weeks ago. Got to renew my license, right? Right. And so I pull up to the DMV. And, well, that day itself was like tragic. Well, not tragic, but it was like a headache because I had to take an Uber to the DMV. So when I pulled up when my Uber came and got me, it's normally a straight shot down a busy intersection where I live. But then we got stopped by a train. Okay, so that train, I live in the Midwest, so we are, like freight trains and stuff go through our local neighborhoods all the time. No big deal. So I was, heading my way to the DMV. I get stopped by a train. The train is going for like maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then it stops. We never know why, because I'm not a freight train driver. I don't know. So the train stopped. And we just sat there for like an hour. I'm like, all right. Well, not an hour. It felt like an hour. We're just there for like maybe 20 minutes. So then my Lyft driver was trying to go around it, try to go around it. He's not from the area, and that part of the Southland I'm not familiar with. So I don't know any shortcuts. So we sat there, we sat around the area. We just didn't know what to do. And the train just stopped. It wouldn't move until like probably 35 minutes later. We were able to come up with a route to get past the train. And I got there to the DMV. And so when I pulled up, the DMV is in this, it's like in a little strip mall. So it's like a DMV, and the next door is like a Jamaican restaurant. And the next door is like a dollar store, stuff like that. Pull up to the little strip mall with the DMV. The line is not very long. It looks like an average line at Walmart. No big deal. I'm like, oh, okay, that's not bad. Let me jump out of this car. I get out. I go stand in the first line I see. The officer, well, not an officer, I guess he works for the DMV. He walked up, said, "Can I help you, ma'am?" I said, "Yeah, I'm here to renew my license." And he was like, "Okay, you got to go to the back of the line." So I look behind me over my shoulder, and I'm thinking, I'm in the back of the line, aren't I? And he pointed, he said, actually, the line is around the parking lot. So if you go further down the strip mall, it's another restaurant, insurance place, then like a little grocery store and a beauty supply store. So I walk down past no, I think it was like a little bar. It was a little bar. I walk past and I see that there's another line. And then I step out. You know how if you go shopping in a strip mall, you step out and you're in the street and you can see all the other stores from the street. There was like a whole nother line. And then the line was leaving the strip mall to like the entryway of the parking lot. So I said, oh my Lord, I'm going to be here all day. And I did not plan to have a trip all day to the DMV. My phone was like on 50%. I was scared because I had to take an Uber back. So, so yeah, but it wasn't that bad standing on the line when I was outside of the strip mall. Now, when I got under the awnings of the strip mall, that's when things took a turn. The temperature started dropping because it was 37 degrees, and it was like the awning of the place had a shade, and like shade is cool for the summertime, but when it's like winter about to be fall, that's a problem. That is a problem. So I got under the awning for probably 35 minutes. Because you got to keep in mind, I got there at like 11:45. I did not leave the DMV till like 1:30. So that was a trip. And I was sitting under the awning. I was freezing my ass off. I had a North Face jacket on, a hoodie, skinny jeans, Chuck Taylors, but I had these thick Christmas socks my grandmother gave me. So, yeah, I froze my ass off. I had my hands in my pocket, and I was like, come on, dude, come on. But, the good thing about the DMV I went to was that they let the elderly and the disabled people go first. So I saw a lot of old people go before me. They had like a separate line for them at the front. And that line went a little bit more rapid. But I noticed that when I got to the front by the door, that's when it took the slowest. And when I was able to look into when I was standing by a window, I looked in and I saw that everything was moving slowly, moving normally, but everybody was taking their time. And I think that was kind of the holdup. And then after waiting and losing feeling in my hands, and I went in and I took care of what I needed to take care of, and I left. When I got home, I sat under a blanket for like hours. I was so cold. I couldn't feel my hands, couldn't feel my toes. I was scared. I was like, I can't do this. But luckily now I don't have to go back to the DMV until like another 5 years or so. So that was my DMV adventure. It's never a good time to go to the DMV. It's like the line is longer than standing at a club going into like the club or something. Well, what? So the next big thing we're talking about in this country is getting vaccinated. Are y'all getting vaccinated? Are y'all? To me, at first I was against it because, it's kind of a quick, cook up. If you remember other diseases like polio, Ebola, swine flu, bird flu, all that stuff. You know how long it took for them to come up with that vaccine? It took them years. But you know what? Now that I think about it, this is kind of important because 500,000 people have officially been passed away from this nasty, nasty, nasty virus. I have to take it because I'm actually at risk. I have hypertension. And before y'all start thinking, oh, lay off the salt, exercise, blah, blah, blah. One, I'm salt sensitive. So y'all can keep your comments to yourself. Two, it's hereditary. My parents, my grandparents, my aunts, uncles, a lot of my family members have it. So it tapped me on the shoulder. I was diagnosed at 24. So yeah, I have to get it. And I'm nervous because, to be honest, I don't react to medicines easily. When I was diagnosed with hypertension at 24, they started giving me pills. Now, the thing is with me and pills is I'm not used to them at all. I stopped taking vitamins when I was like 12 or 13. Well, whenever the age I stopped taking Flintstones vitamins. I stopped taking vitamins because I thought, okay, I'll get the vitamins through the food I eat. I'll get whatever nutrients I get through anything I put in my body. Well, I started getting in my 20s. I still had that mentality. I started getting in my mid 20s. My body started breaking down a little bit. I started having back pains. I started having problems having my period and all that stuff. So now I don't take the Flintstone fruit pills anymore. I take old Ollie vitamins. My brother actually he got me onto these, so I take the gummies. It has vitamin A, C, D, E, B's, biotin, and folic acid. All that fancy stuff to get my old body working back to when I was like 16. So, if you are an at risk, I think you should look into getting this vaccine. Um, Very, very important. I hope it saves a lot of lives. So we can get back to normal life, because I miss normal life. I miss, going out to bars and dinner and stuff. I don't go out now because I'm still a little hesitant about it. I go out when I can. The weather is starting to break in Chicago, so we're starting to have outdoor dining, which is amazing. I love outdoor dining, especially if you like go downtown and you go sit out on the balcony, you just overlook and you see the city skyline. It's beautiful, but weather got to fully break for me to do that, because I'm not sitting out in no cold. No, 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 no. As you guys know, I just celebrated my birthday. I'm 26 years old. And a lot of people ask me, well, what did you do for your birthday? Nothing. Because of COVID, I couldn't go out. Everybody was kind of busy. I was busy on my birthday. Didn't get home till like 6 o'clock. And then by then it was dark and everybody was like tired and ready to go to bed. But I celebrate the way I'm good at celebrating. I shop. I still buy myself gifts. I got a purse coming. Really cute backpack I carry with me. I got a really nice Nipsey Hussle flag I bought from Amazon. It's beautiful. I didn't know that posters are out of style. We just can like blow up a photo and put it on a flag and hang it on the wall. And it's easier because you could just put a little sticky thing on the wall with the little hooks. It's like a little command hook. And you hook it onto like this little silver thing. You just hook it right on the wall. It's so, so, so cute. I love it. It's adorable. Adorable. All right. So one of the biggest TV shows right now is Snowfall. Snowfall did come back about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's one of my personal favorites, created by John Singleton. May he rest in peace. Now, here's the crazy thing about Snowfall. About maybe a week or so ago, I posted a tweet on my Instagram that I had this gut feeling that Leon or Franklin was going to mess up something very, very big. Or do something very big that'll very big and messed up. They'll put him like in a bad situation, Today is Thursday, March 11th. Last night, the new episode of Snowfall did come out. And I am oddly shocked that I am right. Spoiler alert. If you have not watched Snowfall, I suggest you fast forward this about a minute or so. But last night's episode, Leon, and this was the end, so y'all really gotta fast forward this. Last night, I remember watching Leon and his crew were in a car, and they saw Scully's people in another car, and they just started shooting at them. Leon kind of took it a little further, saw somebody in the car, and started shooting at the car, and started walking closer. It was a woman and her child. And spoiler alert again, fast forward if you didn't watch. Leon shot the little girl up, and I think the little girl died in her mother's arms. I don't know if the little girl actually died, but I gotta wait until next week. But basically, he shot up a car with a woman and her daughter, and the daughter was just ridden with bullets. And I think that in itself is really messed up. And that puts Leon in a bad position. I think, in my opinion, the way that the rest of the season's gonna go is that it's gonna get worse for Leon. It's gonna catch up to him. He's probably gonna have some sort of like fear or PTSD from what he did. And I guess, this was back in the 80s. Like, stuff like this was happening. And I don't think it's like then, where back then, if, somebody gets killed in the ghetto, they kind of get away with it. But I think because the name Leon and Franklin is so big in this show, that it's gonna go downhill for them. And I wouldn't be surprised, but I totally would be tuning in next week. Another story that has caught my attention: Benzino and his daughter Coy. Y'all help me out with this one. Lee, I don't know, but I only have one thing to say about this. Benzino says that he took care of her and did all this stuff for her, but then the young lady is going out in media talking smack about her father. It's like this. I'm not in their family. I don't know these people. I'm not related to them. But it's something Benzino probably did to her, or to her situation, or something happened because of Benzino and she was involved, and it was something unforgivable, and this young lady has some sort of not ill will, but some sort of beef with her father. It's something that should be talked about behind doors. It should be settled, probably in family therapy. It should not be brought to, social media. And I think nobody should bring their family drama to social media because it's messy. And especially somebody of Benzino's like fame, like he probably has like 100,000, 200,000 followers on social media. You're bringing in all these people into your family business. It should be worked out between Benzino and Soy, whatever her name is. I'm not familiar with her music. I've seen her on like Vlad TV like one time, and that was because she says fell out with her dad. But it should be worked out between them because he probably did something to her that's just so not forgivable. You know what I mean? So don't bring that stuff to no social media because, one, we don't care, and the ones that do care, it's like, y'all have too much time invested in this. Now, me, I don't really care because it's my job, because I have a podcast, but y'all need to go take that to therapy and then work it out or something. And next, Bobby Shmurda. Welcome home, Bobby, even though you came home about a month ago, and y'all come home, y'all bulked up, probably filled with that like prison sodium and all that stuff. Welcome home, my brother. But Atlanta, Georgia. Now, shame on y'all for having All-Star Weekend open, having the city open for All-Star Weekend, I should say. But shame on y'all for trying to get Bobby Shmurda to come out when he just got home. Let me explain something. I know what it's like to have somebody you love come home from jail. But Bobby Shmurda, yes, he's Bobby Shmurda. He's a rapper. He got to get his money. Great. But one, the problem with that I have is that, one, it's in Atlanta. Atlanta's very open for a pandemic. Weird. Two, Bobby needs to get accustomed to being home first, in my opinion. Bobby needs to see his family if he can. Bobby needs to get in the studio and work so he can make money and continue to fund the lifestyle he has. Maybe in a month or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or whenever this pandemic is over, that's when he can go back in and start shows and stuff again. But as soon as he hit the pavement and walked out of jail, he was hanging out with Quavo and all this weird stuff. But, to each his own. He is free. God bless him. I hope he goes back in the studio, record an album. Because, Bobby Shmurda to me never had an album. He came out when I was like 19. I was like in college, and he went away when I was about 22 years old. So that was roughly about 2017. I remember 2 songs. The first song was Hot Nigga. Everybody was doing the weird dance, throwing their hats up in the air and whatnot. And then it was Bobby Bitch. And then he just got sentenced to jail and he went away. So I hope he gets, what he needs to get on his butt, get on his shit. Go to the studio, brother. Go to the studio. So while I was hiding from y'all, I checked out a couple movies. They are available for streaming. I did not go to the movie theater because sadly in my area, movie theaters are closed. Sad face. But I watched a couple movies available on Amazon Prime and HBO Max. So if you got that, they're right on there, ready to be viewed. The first movie I watched was the Tom and Jerry movie. Now, if y'all know me, y'all know one of my favorite cartoons growing up was Tom and Jerry. A cartoon made in the 40s and 50s and 60s. I don't know how it could have made little old me growing up in the 90s laugh so hard. They don't even need to talk. It's just their actions. It's like their actions and their facial expressions gets me every freaking time. And y'all know I do love my HBO Max. So you can also stream like the old Tom and Jerry episodes. And I think they do have like the racist cartoons. So sometimes I like watch Tom and Jerry, like my favorite episodes, and I'll drift away. I'll probably go on my computer or look at my phone or something. And then I look up and there's like these unknown characters and they got like blackface and all that stuff. And it's just, I don't know. But that's why I choose my Tom and Jerry episodes to watch, because I do have my all-time favorites. The Tom and Jerry movie was amazing. It had like a modern day plot to it. A lot of modern day things. They had like a modern day bachelor-esque couple in it. Basically, it surrounds their whole wedding and how they had it in New York in this beautiful hotel. And they put a lot of modern things for Tom and Jerry. I remember one scene that Tom did like the dance from Fortnite that the kids do that make your hips go back and forth and you move your arms in the front and the behind the body. And Jerry, like, this was my favorite part of all time. Jerry was in his little cup hole or whatever it's called. And Chloe Moritz, is that her name? I think I have the right one. I don't know. But she's the young Chloe actress. Knocked on his door. And he walks out. And he's blasting Jodeci. Now, I know somebody black was behind that. Because you got to keep in mind, Tom and Jerry came out in like the 40s, 50s, and 60s. There wasn't no Jodeci back then. Jodeci was born in the 60s. But they weren't around. So yeah, somebody was behind that that's like my age or just like maybe up to 10 years older. But overall, it was really good. They had brought in some of like the old ways that Tom and Jerry do, how they used to chase each other and damn near kill each other. It's a really good movie. Great for the kids. Great for people like me who love Tom and Jerry, who remember when Tom and Jerry used to come on Cartoon Network around 7:30 at night. And used to come on around with Space Ghost and Brat and all that stuff. So check that out. That's really good. And also, in certain areas, movie theaters are open. Sorry. Movie theaters are open. So they say that it's in the theaters. But if you have like HBO Max like I do, you have until the end of the month to stream it. So hurry up and get on that. And second movie I checked out, The Coming to America 2. Now, I have watched Coming to America 1 numerous times. I love it. I enjoy it. Coming to America 2 was pretty cool. It was cute. A lot of surprises, a lot of modern day celebrities in there. You had like Wesley Snipes, Tiana Taylor, Michael Blackson. It was just a really, really good movie. No, not a lot of like heavy drama. I laughed all the way through. It was something. Now, I saw a post on Facebook basically breaking down why people say it wasn't good, because people were like that were expecting drama. To me, I don't think Eddie Murphy does a lot of drama. It was a lighthearted, funny movie that, spreaded joy. And I think this movie is going to be on Amazon Prime for a while. You know how like HBO Max, they have like certain movies, they'll take it off and all this stuff. This movie is going to be around, and I think, and I hope that this movie will be up for maybe a couple awards or so, for like the costumes, the makeup, the acting. He brought in like new talent. One of his daughters was Eddie Murphy's biological daughter, which was amazing. Shari Headley looked amazing. It's the same as she did from 1987. Arsenio Hall did his thing. It was just really good. And once I get a chance to sit down and really do some stuff, or get my whatever I need to get taken care of, so I won't be as busy, I can sit down and watch this movie for the second time, because I really, really enjoyed this. And going back over the past couple weeks, I did not forget my favorite verses. Well, my second favorite verses behind Snoop and DMX. D'Angelo. D'Angelo had verses. I love D'Angelo. If y'all know why I love D'Angelo, I'm not going to say out loud why. Okay, well, I'll share with y'all. Every night when I was kind of alone for a reason I don't want to get into, I will watch the How Does It Feel video. And it was amazing. I still do love watching that video, even though I'm, yeah. I'm not going to get into it because y'all talk too much. But D'Angelo had a verses, and when it was first came out or announced, it said D'Angelo and Friends. So a lot of us sat and wondered, who is in Friends? Is he going to bring Erykah Badu? Is he going to bring Angie Stone? Awkward. Is he going to bring Raphael Sadiq? Is he going to bring the Sequarians? Who is he going to bring? And D'Angelo starts the verses. Music always great by DJ Scratch. He does his thing. He should be the official DJ for all the verses, because, oh my gosh, this man knows how to mix. He's bad. Bad, bad, bad to the bone. But turns out, D'Angelo comes out. He's dressed in like this ostrich coat that like Joe Budden would kill to have. And he says, the friends are you all. So we're the viewers. And it was amazing. He played the Brown Sugar album on the piano. He sang along a cappella. It was amazing. He still sounds so good. You got to keep in mind, D'Angelo has not put out an album since like the early 2010s. So that was a long time ago. And he should put out an album now. It's time. We need a D'Angelo album. And he needs to, well, he doesn't need to because he's so talented, but in my opinion, he needs to go back to the Voodoo route, because Voodoo is one of my favorite albums to listen to. It's one of my favorites that I was about to steal my dad's copy. Like, my dad likes D'Angelo too, so he needs to go back to all the producers he's worked with, just get that vibe back for this new album that's coming out whenever it's coming out. I really enjoyed it. The end, he did How Does It Feel, because I was about to be mad. Do the whole catalog, do How Does It Feel. Okay. I ain't gonna let you go till you do it. But he did it, and it was amazing, beautiful. It was like a concert. It was a beautiful free concert that I looked forward to all day or all week or ever since it was announced. Hello. I just had to watch it. It was beautiful. The next verses is Raekwon the Chef and Ghostface Killer. I am a Wu-Tang fan, so I will definitely be there to watch it. I hope there's a lot of guests like D'Angelo had. D'Angelo had her. He had Method and Redman come out and perform right, left, how we do it. Right. Well, that's my jam too. So that was cool that they had them, and they all look like they didn't age. So good for them. But yes, the next verses is Raekwon the Chef and Ghostface Killer. I will be there. It's March 20th. So that's about 9 days from now, a week and 2 days. And hello, versus Swiss Beats, Timbaland. They did sell it to the Triller network, which means whoever was on VERZUZ also gets paid a big lump sum of cash, so good for them. But I need people at VERZUZ to take note for this. We need a DJ Battle Cat and DJ Quick VERZUZ. Like, I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of the BS. We need that. So I need that the most. Okay? Okay. Vanessa Bryant is gracing the cover of People magazine. I'm not going to spend too much time on that because she's a good woman and she deserves happiness and joy and brightness in her life. So, and she looked really beautiful on that cover. I hope that her life gets better. I know she lost her husband and her child, and I just hope, love is around her. I hope she has a lot of support. But, God bless her. What else is going on? Jamie Spears is Britney Spears' father, and he's a gaslighting, in my opinion. And I hope I use that word right. Jamie Spears is acting like, he don't know what's going on. He basically said Britney doesn't need a conservatorship. Britney should not have a conservatorship if she does not need one. Y'all gotta understand, I saw that Britney Spears documentary. And that family came from relatively poor conditions. So I think that Jamie is trying to cash in on his own child, which sucks. And now he's just acting dumb. That's why they need to hurry up and wrap this up. And Britney needs to be her own person. She's almost 40. She probably wants to get married to her young boyfriend. She probably want to have another baby. She probably want to see her kids more because I heard that one of the sons got beat up by the grandpa, and now the kid can't see his mom. Just stuff like that. It's just, y'all need to give Britney her life back. Britney want to drive a car. Britney wants to vote. Britney probably want to go to church on Sunday, on Easter. Let that girl live her life, please, God. Jamie Spears should not be in charge of anything because from the looks of it, I don't even know if Jamie Spears went to college. And they probably said it on TV so many times, but I still want to know who put Jamie in charge of all this. I honestly think it should have been her mother or her close mom, her close friend or cousin or auntie or something. So who the heck chose Jamie to do it? That's what I want to know. Oh my God. All right. So we're back on the corona thing, and this piece of news kind of disturbed me. Texas and Mississippi. Texas and Mississippi, I am talking to y'all. What is wrong with y'all governors? They are opening up Texas and Mississippi. Now, they are lifting the mandate for masks and all that COVID stuff. So basically, people can legally not wear masks. They don't have to follow the protocol. And I think that's what it means. But it's stupid because from what I hear, Texas is a hotspot for COVID. So if you know your state's a hotspot for COVID, why are you setting these people up for failure? There's a lot of black people that live in Texas. Dallas, Houston, Austin, Dallas, Houston, Austin, all those other big cities out there. I don't know. I've never been to Texas. But opening back up your states, especially in a time like this, is just selfish. It doesn't matter if the people were vaccinated. Some people are not vaccinated. Some people are vaccinated. You don't know if you look at them. You only know if they tell you and they truthfully tell you. Don't open these states back up. Please don't open up schools. Don't, because this is going to backfire. And I hope it don't backfire, but doing things like this, it's gonna open a can of worms that you don't want to open. And whoever has the sense to stop these people, a Supreme Court judge, please stop, because it just does not make sense. I don't think anybody should really open up any state right now. Again, 500,000 people gone from this nasty virus. My family, not my immediate family, but sadly we did experience loss of our friends and extended family members. So And some of them do live in those states, those red states, because I honestly think red states don't care about nothing but money. And, it's just selfish. And I will never go to Mississippi or Texas ever again in life. Just selfish. So what else is going on? I finally watched Hip Hop Uncovered, the documentary. It was a pretty good documentary. I did not give a thorough review of it because, honestly, I was watching and I wasn't really paying attention. I was probably pulling out all the names out my ass, like I always do. But the people in it were Trick, Big U, Haitian Jack, Bimmy Antony, and Deb Antony. And if I'm missing somebody else, God forgive me. But it was just, I remember those five. And they were basically telling their life story of how they got into hip hop, what their roles were. And I learned a lot. I didn't know, like, Deb Antony and Bimmy Antony were related. I didn't know the importance of Bimmy Antony being the A&R of a lot of my favorite records that I still play to this day from like the early 2000s. And I kind of knew Deb's story from being Gucci Mane and French Montana's manager, but I didn't know, like, French Montana says she stole. And I don't know, like, if that beef is buried. I'm not sure. But if not, I hope so. I also didn't know about the story about Haitian Jack. I mean, I knew who he was. I know he used to hang around like Tupac and stuff. But I didn't know his story like after Tupac because the media kind of made it seem like he fell off or he just like disappeared. But truth is, he was deported. Well, he moved around a lot in the country and then he got deported. He lives in the Dominican Republic now. He's doing fine. And Trick, that's a character too, because he makes all the rappers and stuff like check in before you come to Detroit. Really. I mean, but the overall, the documentary was really, really good. I enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, it's on FX. If you have Hulu, it's on there. Check it out. It's a lot of great cameo appearances. Dr. Dre, Waka Flocka, who else? Just a lot of great people, and it's really enjoyable. And another documentary I watched was I Got a Story to Tell, the Biggie documentary on Netflix. That was a good documentary. It wasn't the best because I feel like they left out some things. They didn't talk about, a lot of the events that happened in Biggie's life. I mean, they talked about him getting signed, his life, and they showed his life on the road. But they didn't really, I think they left out certain parts. I think they left out the part where he married Faith. I mean, they showed Faith, but they didn't really talk about the marriage. But then again, there's like 30,000 other documentaries talking about their time together. They didn't talk about what a lot of people don't know about Biggie is that he was in a car accident. That's how he got the cane. They didn't talk about some of his acting experiences from when he was on Martin. A lot of things I wanted to know about Biggie because Biggie died when I was 2 years old. So I didn't really know about Biggie until like I got older. But it was still a good documentary. His mom was involved. And that's the only type of documentaries I will watch, a Biggie. If Miss Wallace is involved, I'll watch it. Because if there's no family involved in these documentaries, I wouldn't watch it. It wouldn't come out right. But I Got a Story to Tell. It is on Netflix. Great documentary. Another documentary I watched, and I'm mad, but somehow every Sunday I'm still tuning in. The Woody Allen and Mia Farrow documentary. I think it's called Farrow versus Allen or something. Man, listen. I hate this documentary so much because, it's just so many red flags that Mia Farrow just ignored. How are you supposed to tell a woman who with all these kids, and Mia Farrow had like 15 kids. When she met Woody, she probably had like maybe 3 or 4. A red flag is when a man tells a woman with kids, I'm not interested in children. That should have set something off with Mia Farrow. That this man does not care for your kids. Like, I don't have children. I don't have no kids at all. But I know common sense that if you're with somebody with children, you have to love the children too. So for that, I took that as, I like you, but I don't like your children for whatever reason. But she still brought him around. But turns out, she, in the documentary, it made him turn around on his opinion about kids. He loved the kids. They adopted kids together. But then Woody started doing some perverted stuff to those kids, or some of those kids. He ran off and married his stepdaughter. Mia Farrow should have paid more attention to it. To me, it's just a hot mess. It's a weird documentary. A lot of red flags. And you should have done something more. It's just weird. I've never seen a Mia Farrow movie. I've never found Woody Allen funny. So I'm not like dissing them, but it's just, they're not one of my top favorite celebrities. They're not in my world, but it's just like this whole documentary, watching this experience is just sad and sickening. And, people are acting so quick to bring R. Kelly to justice. Why isn't anybody bringing Woody Allen to justice? Why? And they even went to court about the daughter, what he did to the daughter. What's her name? Dylan? Why isn't nobody like boycotting Woody Allen? Oh, but I'm not an R. Kelly fan, but y'all stopped R. Kelly's music from being played on the radio all over the country. Y'all stopped R. Kelly's sales. Y'all stopped R. Kelly from having shows, but y'all ain't stopping Woody Allen. Y'all still watching them Woody Allen movies. Y'all still listening to them comedy albums, which are corny as hell, I bet. I've never heard one stand-up special from Woody Allen. He's not funny. He's funny looking, but he's not funny. So, yeah, y'all need to get on that with Woody Allen, because this is sick. This is sick, your own child. And hot mess. Hot mess. And lastly, the Meghan and Harry story that people have been running for ever since Sunday night, since the interview aired. Meghan basically spilled all the tea about the royal family, and I'm kind of shocked, but then again, I'm not really shocked, because, it's shocking that the royal family was concerned about the color of the baby's skin. I'm shocked that they wouldn't give baby Archie a title. I'm shocked that they cut off Prince Harry financially. But, that family's racist. So they did not like Diana. I'm starting to really think that they really did something to Diana. And Harry, he kind of confirmed it. I had to get my wife up out of there. Listen, I don't blame you, Harry. Prince Harry has always marched to his own tune to me, and I always notice that. You got to understand, before the royal princes got married and all that stuff, they had their own way of being wild. So Prince William, he was still dating Kate Middleton when he was young. And you'd seen them be at parties and stuff, be in the back of the car drunk, whatever. But Prince Harry was out in them clubs. He was in Vegas. He was just having a good time. Like when his brother got married, he was like the single sibling who was at the wedding, having the time of his life. And, I always kind of had a feeling that Harry likes the melanin. So, I've Team Prince Harry, man. Save your family, and they're gonna have a girl, so I know she's gonna be like beautiful, adorable, and I hope that little family is gonna be a-okay, and they don't need the royal money because they got Archwell, and they got their own podcast, and they got their own Netflix deals, so they gonna make their own money, and they gonna hire their own security, top of the line, top flight security, Craig. Nah, what? And that marks the end of my promo for the podcast. Or not my promo. I gotta do my promo now. That's what the list says. But follow me on thompsonnstuffofficial IG. Somebody hacked my IG. Somebody hacked my IG for the podcast, but no worries. I got it back. I fixed it. It was somebody from Germany. They freaking hacked my stuff and put their own pictures on there. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But no worries. The website and the IG account is fixed. You can follow me on Adashmariesonofthom. Q&A, I am working on it because a lot of things have come up. And I do have a WordPress website. You can visit it. It's called wordpress.com/home/thompsonnstuff.wordpress.com. If you don't know where to get old episodes from, you can go there. They have a link to those. You can go on Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you like to go for your podcast. And yeah, that's it for me. We got almost a 46-minute podcast. We're breaking new records. But yeah. So I'm just going to get out of here and go get some lunch, and I will talk to y'all later. Yeah. All right, bye.